Hi everyone, my name is Michael Arias and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm just a video hobbyist with gear acquisition syndrome and into gear overkill when it comes to recording video with my iPhone. I basically record sports and music performance videos of my kids and friends' kids, plus some stupid random stuff here, there, wherever I may be. Again, so I'm definitely not a pro. All right, now with that being said, here I have a Moment SuperCage with lots of extra accessories that I've added over the last few months with some ideas I got from YouTuber Video Wien, I believe, Video W-I-E-N. I think that's how you pronounce his channel. I'll include a link and mention in the description for him. Anyway, basically, if you don't know what the SuperCage is, Moment SuperCage is basically a smart home holder with a cage around here and an integrated USB-C hub with an SD card reader plus ports for adding accessories such as external storage, headphone, microphone, and there's also an HDMI port for a monitor, battery pack handles, and so on. I'll provide a gear list and some links in the description for the video as well. Anyway, as you can see here, I have a bunch of accessories and extra mounts with my SuperCage. This includes the cheese plate, plus I've added a V plate and also a NATO rail adapter or clamp as well. So let's start with mounting the phone and attaching some of the cables. Now in this case, I have an older iPhone 15 Pro Max. A nice thing about the SuperCage is that when I decide to upgrade to a newer phone model or switch to Android, the SuperCage can accommodate it. So let's go ahead and put this in here, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach, I've got these cables here. I've added some angled adapters to them as well to make it a little bit easier to flex around since it's very difficult. And then you can see it flexes here and takes a little bit of pressure off the cable and less sticking out. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add the power. So here's power. Again, with some angles here. It's kind of this convoluted pretzel or puzzle piece that I have here. And what I did was I added a V-mount adapter to this, so I could add a V-mount battery later on if I want to. The only thing is with V-mount batteries, they're very bulky compared to just a regular battery pack, and they can be a little pricey as well. But anyways, this one goes here. I'm going to go ahead and move this down and it just attaches really quickly, like so. And then I've got the battery cable port here, like that. And that goes, now adds some battery power to it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the SSD. So I've got a cold shoe here and a clamp. So what I do is I just kind of slide that in and tighten it, like so. Make sure that's in there securely. And there is a data port, USB, you can see there. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, if I can. There we go. And that can go in here. And what you can do is I use this for external recording. Basically, I mostly just record, again, as I said, my kids, but sometimes I'll do music recitals, full music recitals, whole performance. Sometimes it can be an hour or two long, so this makes it just easier to record. I use the Blackmagic app to do external recording. Next, what I have here is also a handle. It's a rotating handle. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. This kind of works as a NATO rail. So if I want to get some low angles or just to be able to carry it around, makes it easy to add. And this rotates easily as well. I have a laptop case that I usually put everything in, and I can leave it in there and just keep this on top and then just rotate it and it's out of the way. But that's kind of how that works. And then I do have, for recording audio, I have the Shure MoveMic 88 Plus. Typically this works, it can work wirelessly or via with a receiver, wireless receiver, and can go to a 3.5mm jack. Or I can also do this as a USB-C connected mic, how I usually do it. And again, I've got this SmallRig a shock mount microphone holder. So that kind of goes in this other cold shoe there, and then I've got angled cable here that this can go there, and on the bottom here for data. So again, I use the USB-C. So now that I've got that, now I've got two handles. First handle for the left-hand side, I've got it attaches via NATO rail, but also this is has a lever that allows you to rotate. Make it easier for rotating. The one that came with the SuperCage just continuously rotated, and whenever I was holding it up, it would start to move. So I got this. It's a little bit more ergonomic. It was a little bit more expensive also, but at least it holds in place when you lock it in place by releasing that lever. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in here, and there's a cutout for another cold shoe mount, and this makes it just easier to add it. So I'm going to go add that there, and then it just clamps like so. And then again, it just makes it easier to rotate back and forth. You can hear it click. All right, there we go. Now finally, what I have here is the Tilta, part of the Kronos Tilta system. And this is, and I got this again from video, idea from Video Ween. I believe that's how you pronounce it, W-I-E-N. And this is actually a Bluetooth controller that can be used to either focus or zoom in using the Blackmagic camera app, which is really cool. So it's got the recording. You can record here by pressing it. It doesn't have to be attached either. It's got a built-in battery if you're using the Tilta Kronos cage system. But what I did was I added, as you can see on this side, this is the adapter. It's a proprietary mount. So I added the adapter to a NATO rail, so it just makes it a little bit more flexible in terms of I can move it up and down if I want to, but I kind of like to keep it level with a table or something like that, tabletop. So it just clicks into place like this and then locks. So there you have that. And that's it. That's how my Moment SuperCage setup looks like. So that's the back, and this is the front. So the battery pack, the handle, the side handles, and SSD and microphone. Hopefully this gave you some ideas on how to outfit your SuperCage, or if you're have one or thinking of getting one. Again, I am not a pro and strictly a hobbyist who has a serious case of gear acquisition syndrome. Please consider liking my video or subscribing to my channel. As always, take care and thanks for watching.